Hey, what's happening everyone? It's finally happened. We now have remote raiding in Pokemon Go. Of course, with all of our given circumstances right now, this is a very welcome feature, and I was able to test it out a little bit as soon as it launched, and I wanted to give you my initial thoughts regarding this feature in this video. Alright, let's jump right into it. How's it hanging everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Today I want to talk about remote raiding. More specifically, I want to give you my initial thoughts regarding this feature because there's quite a lot going on with remote raiding that a lot of people are not necessarily talking about, so I wanted to highlight them here. But real quick, if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel possible. Every little bit helps when it comes to my YouTube channel, so if you want to support this channel in any way, I highly suggest you go and check out the links in the description below. Alright, so with all of that out of the way, let's talk about remote raiding. So with this feature, you are now able to raid completely from home. You don't need to go out and go to every gym in order to raid. You only need to have a couple of gyms nearby and possibly even Discord in order to communicate with other players. Now I will admit I was really skeptical about remote raiding. I wasn't sure if Niantic was going to execute it properly or whether or not it would actually even work. It turns out it works just fine. Of course, there was a moment where the servers completely shut down for a little bit, like you were in the Pokemon world and you didn't see any Pokemon or Pokestops for a couple of minutes, but other than that little kerfuffle, the launch was pretty smooth in my opinion. Like, I didn't have any problems joining any of my remote raids, and each of the raids were pretty stable. There wasn't any lag or there wasn't any problems during those raids. Now, of course, that was my own personal experiences. Other people were experiencing a few issues here and there, but overall, I think this is one of the smoothest feature launches within Pokemon Go that we've had in quite a while. So give credit where credit is due. Even though this feature was rushed because of the current circumstances that we're all facing, they actually did a pretty good job in making a smooth launch. Now I want to talk about some of the intricacies behind remote raiding that I really feel like needs to be addressed. There's a lot of features with raiding that has been missing pretty much since the beginning that I really feel like would bolster remote raiding and make it even better, and overall make the raiding experience better as well. First and foremost, we still need an indicator of how many people are interested in a raid. If anything, what I would like to see is an indicator within the nearby list itself. For the longest time, people have been suggesting this, but I would really like to have something that tells you how many people are interested in a raid, so that way we're not burning through these passes to see if anyone else will join. Now that people can join a raid remotely, this could be a huge help. I think it could be as simple as a little button next to the join button of a raid. Like, you could press that button and it will count you as someone who is interested in that raid. So people can see how many people are interested and they could determine whether it's worth it or not to actually join that raid. Because as of right now, I know there are people who are interested in certain raids around me, that there are gyms that they can see just as I can see them, and all of us can remote raid that gym. But because we don't know who is interested and who is not, we all end up ignoring that raid. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Discord, I would have missed out on a couple of remote raids. But because I have Discord, I was able to actually get those raids going. But honestly, it's on Niantic to make sure there's a lot less third-party support that's necessary for us to enjoy these gameplay mechanics. We shouldn't need Discord in order to have these raids going. Honestly, it should be all done through the game, and small little features like this could go a long way. Now, another thing with remote raids that I could totally understand why people would be frustrated with this feature is the fact that we cannot see more than what's nearby. And that is extremely frustrating, especially if we are in an area where there's absolutely no gyms around us. If you do not have any gyms around your house, then it essentially defeats the purpose of even having remote raids in the first place. But I do think there's one little caveat that Niantic included that I really appreciate. It's the fact that you can still remote raid those gyms that you occupy. So if you have a whole bunch of gyms with a Pokemon defending it, and you can actually see the raids on the nearby through those Pokemon, well, you can join those raids remotely. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. I really feel like because of remote raiding, gym battling is going to have a resurgence, and that makes me super excited. Actually, now that I think about it, some of you might be confused by what I'm saying right now because not a whole lot of people gym battle anymore. So if you have a Pokemon defending a gym and you actually click on that Pokemon in your list of gyms to check on its hearts, if there is a raid battle going on, you cannot feed hearts, but that gym will actually appear on your nearby list even if you are miles away from it. And because that raid will appear in your nearby list, you can actually join that raid even though you are really far away and you don't even see it in the game. Now, as I mentioned before, I think the execution of this feature was absolutely crucial. Niantic absolutely had to nail it. They had to jump off from the ground running, and I honestly think they succeeded. One of the things that I was worried about with this feature is that with the current situation that's going on right now, and plus to get the game mode a little bit more hyped up from the beginning, they had to limit a lot of those restrictions that they planned for remote raiding. Now, these restrictions, like for example, your Pokemon will deal a lot less damage while it's in a remote raid, different things like that. Like, for them to have these restrictions, I could totally understand when it comes to remote raiding. Otherwise, you can completely abuse the system and it's going to completely break the game. But having these restrictions in place at launch would have crippled remote raiding. So I'm really glad that they scaled back on those restrictions at the start, at the launch of this feature. For me personally, I spent the first two of my remote raids doing soloable bosses like with Alolan Raichu, and I was really glad to see that I was able to defeat these bosses completely solo from the comfort of my home. Now, of course, later on down the road, I can totally understand if they start implementing these restrictions so that you don't abuse the system, but as of right now, a lot of us are not able to go out and raid properly. So having these restrictions completely nullified at the launch of this feature is a really great idea, and I'm glad Niantic followed through with that. Overall, I'm really impressed by how Niantic implemented this new feature. It's definitely something that we've been wanting, and it's definitely been something that we did not know we needed until now. And to be honest with you, it was a very smooth launch. I mean, let's admit it here. I know a lot of you are Niantic haters, but for the longest time, Niantic has been doing the best they could to provide us with a great experience. And yes, there was that little bit of a kerfuffle with the server going down for a couple of minutes, but other than that, yes, this feature is working and it's pretty awesome. So yeah, let's give credit where credit is due. And yeah, I would love to know your thoughts regarding remote raiding. Let me know down below. Have you tried out remote raiding? What are your thoughts regarding it? What problems do you still see with it? What do you think Niantic could do to improve it? I would love to know your thoughts down below. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. And as always, be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later. How's it hanging, everyone? Before I end this video, I want to give a quick plug to my Patreon page. If you want to support this channel, I highly suggest you go and check out the link in the description below. Every little bit helps when it comes to these YouTube videos. So if you want to support this channel, if you love the content that I'm producing and you want to contribute, definitely go and check it out. I have a lot of nice perks, like if you want to be on my permanent friends list, or if you want to get exclusive content or participate in exclusive content that's coming soon, definitely go and check it out. And to all of my patrons, I thank you for supporting my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Follow me on social media at Count Jinsula. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, have a great day. I'll catch you all later.